Hello, welcome back. I am the one, the only, the Chocobo Keeper. Last time, I played the test, Secrets of the Soul number 1. Now, I'm playing the sequel. Same thing with Random Studios. It's another personality quiz. And I'm going to play it true the first time, and then the second time, I'm going to revert back and choose all of my opposite answers. And we're going to see what words my words are at the end. So without further ado, let's get started. Before proceeding with the test, Secrets of the Soul 2, it is strongly advised that you've played through the test, Secrets of the Soul, as this is a direct sequel to the first experience. After playing through the first one and following the instructions given at the end of the experience, it is advised to come back here and proceed on your journey forth. Have you already played through the first one? Why, yes, I have. Very well. You may proceed, Wanderer. Ooh, grab your hands. Diary of the Madman. My poor, poor brother. You're not the only one. Oh, sister, sweet sister, the pain has just begun. Contain it no longer. I cast away the sun. In darkness I wander. Thy father's will be done. You find yourself once again on the inside of a seemingly empty chapel, tucked away in the throes of a midnight storm. The rain pelts the windows like falling stones, and the wind rages on as the chapel doors shake and tremble. As you peer around the room, you catch a set of glowing red eyes gazing at you under a shroud of darkness. A ghastly apparition begins to form in front of you, accompanied with a grim voice, beckoning you into the light. So we meet again, Wanderer. I didn't expect to see you back so soon. Your clothes are soaked and tattered. Oh, dry yourself from the downpour, for we have all the time in the world to converse. It looks like the storm is going to last a while, Wanderer. Make yourself at home. I'm sure we have a few things to catch up on. I'd love to play our favorite game, wouldn't you? You know, the one where I peer deep into your soul. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, Wanderer. I know I certainly will. We can even make it interesting. I'm going to ask you some questions, and you're going to answer them for me. And as always, I'm going to need your complete and utter honesty. There's so much I didn't get to ask you the last time we were in each other's presence, Wanderer. I look forward to getting to know you on an even deeper level. Now, some of these questions are going to be quite difficult to answer. Just take your time and think. It's better to give a genuine answer than it is to rush, for there is no going back. And just like last time, I will tell you what I see within your soul. But this time, you might not like what you hear. Let's get started, shall we? Make yourself comfortable as I drill deep into your psyche. We'll begin now. Would you say you're currently in a positive mood? Yes. Let me just grab my handy-dandy notebook so I can write all this down. Are you feeling nervous at all? Yeah, a little bit. Are you feeling somewhat anxious? Yes. Would you say that you're feeling curious at the moment? No. Are you currently worried about anything? Anything at all? Yes, that's why I'm nervous and anxious. Would you consider yourself to be a fairly open individual? Yes. Can you sometimes keep your walls very high and be somewhat reserved? Oh, yeah. Do you think that anyone truly knows you, Wanderer? Not yet, but in time, he will. Would you say you have a pretty good idea of the types of questions I'm going to ask you? Yeah, I've done this before, my friend. Are you prepared to be completely and utterly honest with your answers moving forward, even if they're difficult to answer? Yes. Wonderful. I'll remember that. Have you ever felt like a demon lived inside of you? No. Interesting. Have you ever looked for a way out of this life? A long, long time ago. Do you know what it feels like to be truly and completely content? Yeah, actually. Can two separate people's traumas... Oh, can two separate people's traumas ever be accurately compared? No, because everyone goes through it differently. There's always so many variables in an experience. Do you believe that everyone should have the right to pursue happiness? Yeah. If faith is having the belief in something in the absence of evidence, then would you say that you exhibit faith in anything, Wanderer? The belief in something in the absence. Not in anything. Would you consider yourself to be a rational individual, generally speaking? Yes. Is it possible to think about nothing? Yeah. Where you just stare into the void for a couple minutes? Have you ever experienced the feeling of emptiness? Yes. Does death give meaning to life? Indeedly so. Do you have to experience something in order to know it exists? I'd say no, because people talk about their experiences, so you're experiencing it secondhand. Do you believe that humans are the only species that question why they exist? No. Do you believe that life has a goal and meaning? I'd say yes. Would you want to be in charge of choosing how you die? Yeah, that way I can avoid it. Have you ever wondered if perhaps you're living in a dream? Sometimes, yeah. Do you believe that fear prevents you from living life to your fullest? No. Do you believe that you can tell the difference between good and evil? Yes. Are defects always bad? No. Is it possible to live with absolutely no regrets? I would say no on that. Do you believe that sometimes good people do bad things? Yes. Would you help someone who wronged you in the past? Oh, that's a tricky one. Because it depends on how they wronged me. Because I'd like to say I'm a forgiving person, but if they cross a certain line, I'm just like, yeah, you're on your fucking own. Crap. We're gonna go with yes on this one. Would you continue to be friends with someone who betrayed you? Absolutely not. Do you believe that you're gifted? Yeah. Do you believe it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all? Yes. Have you ever felt Oh, God, I can't read today. Have you ever self-sabotaged and ruined a friendship or a relationship? Never self-sabotaged. Do you ever feel like a sponge, absorbing the emotions of others all the time? Do you ever feel like a mirror, reflecting the emotions of others? Yes. Do you think the best things in life are free? Everything comes at a cost. Do you believe collective happiness could exist in the world? You mean like the Borg? Like, collective is that type? No, absolutely not. This world is not rainbow, sunshine, and unicorns. No, the world is an absolute atrocious place. I could go on a whole nother rant about that, but to keep it simply, no. Do you believe a dream can be taken away? Yes. Can enlightenment be achieved without realizing it? Yeah, it's called the subconscious. Do you ever get depressed after accomplishing a goal? No. Does love hurt? Sometimes, yes. Do you ever avoid responsibilities if you can get away with it? Yes. Do you believe you feel emotional pain on a more severe scale than others? Yes. Do you believe true love is possible without being loved in return? No. Do you ever struggle with allowing yourself to be happy? No? Not anymore, anyway. Have you ever remembered doing something that you didn't actually do? No? Do you ever attempt to escape from reality? I don't know what kind of sense he's taking this in, so I'm gonna take it in, like, my own sense. I'm gonna say yes, only for the fact, like, that's what hobbies are for. Like, we do hobbies to just not deal with, you know, the responsibilities of the day or adulting. Like, obviously, I game. That's one of my escapes, but I have my other hobbies. Do you think it's possible to truly become the best version of yourself? I think there's a possibility. Do you believe you're fated to do specific things with your life? Fated? I'd say no. Do you believe life is an adventure? Every damn day. Do you believe the future can be predicted by looking back into the past? Yeah, history repeats itself. Can time be wasted? Yes. Do you ever wonder what your life will be in 10 years from now? Sometimes. I try not to dwell on it, though. Have you ever acted recklessly because you didn't think you'd live a long life? No. Do you believe science and religion can happily coexist? Oh, yeah. Do you believe that world peace could ever truly exist? No. Do you think an animal can be evil? Yes. Do you believe that humans are animals? Yeah. Have you questioned any of your own answers yet? No. Is there such a thing as a foolish question? Oh, yeah. Like with jobs, you're trying to train someone, and if you explain the same thing to them 10 different times and they ask you the 11th time the same damn question, it's like, why haven't you picked it up the first 10 times? Would you say that you've had a problem with authority? No. If given the opportunity, would you run your own country? Yes. Are you exactly where you'd like to be in life at this very moment? In my head, in my own little world, no. But honestly, in the face of reality, yeah, I am. Yes, I had a hunch. Are you afraid of what your future may hold? No. Do you have any strong, controversial opinions that you avoid openly speaking on at times? No. Would you sacrifice everything you have in life to save someone you care about? Yes. Do you think someone would sacrifice everything they have in life to save you? I would hope so, but yes. Do you ever enjoy breaking the rules? See, rules are more like guidelines, and I am the queen of loopholes, so I can find my way around the rule without actually breaking it. So I'm gonna say no. Do you have the most in-depth personality among your peers? I'd say no on that. Have you ever surprised yourself by accomplishing something you didn't think you could accomplish? Yeah, actually. Do you ever feel like your life is out of your control? No. Do you like feeling in control? Yes. Do you like having no responsibilities? Who doesn't? Like, kids? They don't have a lot of responsibilities other than simple chores. I would love to be a kid again, but still, like, go to work and everything and just have all this extra money, because no responsibilities means that I don't have to pay bills, I don't have to adult. It'd be great. This storm doesn't seem to be letting up, now does it? That's alright. We've still got so much to talk about, Wanderer. Have you ever held regret for something terrible you might have done that wound up hurting someone else? No, I held no regrets on that. Have you ever played the victim even though you knew you hadn't been wronged? No. Have you ever lied to get someone in trouble? No. Have you ever failed to tell the truth to keep someone out of trouble? I don't think I have, so I'm going to say no on that one. Would you consider yourself to be traditional? To a point, yes. Does your mood tend to change drastically when the changing of the seasons? Yeah. Do you oftentimes feel guilty for things that you know you aren't? Do you oftentimes feel guilty for things that you know aren't actually your fault? Yes. I feel guilty about the situation. I feel sorry about the situation. Would you consider yourself to be socially awkward? At times, yeah. And it's not like I don't read social cues, it's just me, like, going to a big party and I don't know a whole lot of people there, so I just kind of, like, stand in the corner or I follow the person I do know around. Would you care if you were forgotten after you die? No. Have you ever persuaded someone into changing their mind to better suit your wants or needs? No. I'm the one that's always changing my mind for the other person's needs. Do you feel you have a strong moral obligation to protect the ones you love? Of course. Do you think love might be the best feeling in the world? Yes. Do you think love might be the worst feeling in the world? No. Would you say that you're an impulsive person at times? No. Do you ever get obsessive when you're passionate about something? Yes. Have you ever pondered what the best way would be to dispose of a body? I never really pondered it because I've seen so much crime shows, so I kind of know how to do that, but not that I'm going to do it. Haven't we all? Would you help your best friend hide a body? Yes. So, you want to be friends, Wanderer? Hell yeah, I want to be friends with the Watcher. Lovely. Do you sometimes have a difficult time receiving compliments? Yes. I usually just I just get really quiet and shy and I just look down at the ground with a tiny smile on my face and I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, it's, I'm not, I don't receive compliments well. Because I'm not used to getting them. So it's kind of like that. Does the quote, some people are so poor, all they have is money, hold any meaning to you? I don't truly understand it, so I'm going to say no, it does not. Would you say that you can be a bit of a procrastinator? Yeah, sometimes. Do you sometimes take things too literally when they're not meant to be taken that way? Yep. Do you have a difficult time keeping your focus? No. Have you ever struggled to find your purpose in life? I have in the past. Would you consider yourself to be insecure? Nope. Do you sometimes feel lost, like you just don't know where you're going? No. Do you sometimes have a difficult time saying no to the ones you love, even when it's detrimental to you? Yes. Do you find that you generally have an easy time understanding others, though others don't have an easy time understanding you? Yes. Do you feel like you've put more effort into others than others have put into you? Yes. Do you believe you suffer trauma that still affects you today? Yes. Can you remember the moment when you were the weakest you had ever been? Yes. And that was a really low point in my life. It was just everything was piling on top one another. Um, it was back in college. Just instance after instance was happening, and it was bad. Is attention something you both love, as well as hate? No. Do you ever worry about whether or not someone genuinely likes you? Yes, I worry about that a lot. Have you ever felt taken advantage of? Yes. Do you ever get an overwhelming sense of dread or impending doom? No. Do you know deep down in your heart that everything's going to be okay? Yes. Just so you're aware, it will be... now. I'm almost done with you. Just a few more questions, Wanderer. Would you rather love or be loved? Be loved. Oh god, it's one of those... Okay, hold on. Be loved. Is it better to live a long, mediocre life or a short but fulfilling life? I mean, I'd say long. Because, you know, it's average, you know? It's kind of like what I'm doing now, and it's just like, the longer you're around, the more people you can impact. You know, it's... life isn't measured by how long you've lived. It's what you've done with that life, who you've interacted with. So, you know, a short, fulfilling life, you know, it's... everyone's definition of mediocre or fulfilling, it's different for everybody. So, it just depends. So for me, it's going to be the long life. Would you rather have inner beauty or outer beauty? Inner. Which would you say you value more? Your own life or the lives of others? Others. Would it be easier to prove that God exists or that God doesn't exist? Oh, interesting. Was not expecting this question. I would say doesn't. With all the, with everything going on in the world, not just with science and whatnot, but unfortunately, like, that proof, because we only have one thing, the Bible for that. And I'm not saying that it's easier to prove that God doesn't exist, like, for a lot of those under the Christian faith, that would be complete blasphemy. But realistically speaking, that doesn't mean that I don't believe that he does. But logically and technically speaking, it would be easier to prove that he doesn't exist because of all the evidence in the world, you know? Would you rather struggle to wake up every morning or struggle to get to sleep every night? Man, I do both! I'd say struggle to wake up. Because if I can go to sleep really easy, that'd be... struggling to get to sleep would not end well. I would wake up a very cranky bean. And that has happened. I have woken up cranky bean. So we're going to say struggle to wake up. Would you rather have too many friends or too few? Too few. Would you rather be the center of attention or completely ignored? Ignored. Because I've been completely ignored before, so it's just easier to cope with that. And also, if people ignore you, it just allows you to observe better. Would you rather never read again or never write again? Oh, shit. I don't like either of those either. Well, the thing is, if I can never write, I could always have someone dictate for me. Like, I can dictate what I want written, so I'm gonna go with write. Would you rather have constant daylight or constant moonlight? Daylight. I need that sun. Would you rather save the world from pollution or save the world from hunger? Pollution, because that's a lot harder to get rid of, because hunger can always be taken care of. So, like, pollution. Would you rather live for only one more day or live for an eternity and never die? That's kind of what eternity kind of stands. Like, eternity is forever. So, like, you would never die. Um, I'd say one more day because if you live for eternity, you're gonna fall in love with so many, like, everyone you know is going to die. And yeah, you'll meet someone new, but they're gonna die. You know? So I'm just gonna say one day. Would you rather sleep too much or sleep too little? Too little. You can always fix that with coffee. Would you rather live in reality or a dream of your choosing? I'm gonna say reality. Would you rather have someone else make all of your decisions for you and make all of your decisions by tossing a coin? I'm gonna say a coin because for the other person that's gonna get really annoying really quick. Would you rather lose your long-term memory or your short-term memory? Well, considering that I've forgotten most of my childhood, like with school and college, I'm gonna say long-term because I've already lost it. Would you rather be wanted or needed? Wanted. Because when you want something, it's a preference. You crave it. If you need something, it's a necessity. So, like, if I'm just someone's necessity, it just kind of like takes away the connection. So I'm gonna say wanted. Would you rather go to jail for something your friend did or have your friend go to jail for something you did? Eh, I'm gonna have the friend go to jail. Why? Because I like my freedom, and that means that they're a really good friend. Would you rather be immune to physical pain or be immune to emotional pain? Emotional. Immune to emotional pain, please. Would you rather always choose truth or always choose dare? Truth. Because knowing my friends, they're gonna make me do some fucked up shit. So I'm gonna say truth. That's what I like to hear. Would you say you're more of a realist or more of a dreamer? Realist. Are you more afraid of dying or losing a loved one? Losing a loved one. Do you put more value in honesty or resourcefulness? Honesty. Which emotion do you believe is stronger? Love or anger? Anger is a lot stronger. Do you believe that you personally are more of a product of nature or nurture? I'd say nurture. I find your answers very intriguing, Wanderer. I believe I got to know you even better than before. I'd like to thank you for allowing me a second opportunity. It truly has been an honor analyzing someone of your depth. I suppose a deal is a deal, isn't it? Allow me to grant you a gift. You just draw a line. This is the gift of insight, Wanderer. I will tell you what I see deep within you. Please listen to my words carefully, for they contain the trapped essence of your soul. No one really knows how much you hurt, do they, Wanderer? Well, okay, we're starting off heavy, right? You keep it hidden so well. And even when you don't, it's almost like no one is listening, or even worse. understanding now, are they? Oh, how painful it must be to feel so alone, Wanderer. But you've gotten used to it, haven't you? You've gotten used to the feeling of being self-reliant, independent, and self-sufficient, if you will. And while you might take the great pride in that, we both know the truth. You aren't that way because you wanted to be. Now are you, Wanderer? Man, this is hitting home so damn hard right now. You're that way because you had to be. If only someone else put in as much effort as you did. If only someone cared as much about you as you did about them. If only someone loved you as much as you loved them. Things could have been so much different. You were robbed of that luxury, Wanderer. You deserve so much better than what you were given, and we both know it. However, with that being said, not all is lost. Not all is too late. And not all is hopeless. As a matter of fact, going through the traumas that you have in life, the pain you've endured, the internal torment that most will never come to know or understand, has made your heart grow bigger and your soul burn brighter, Wanderer. You wish to give others what you wish others would have been able to give to you. And that, my friend, is going to ensure that you get exactly what you've always wanted in the end. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when, Wanderer. And I know you're tired of waiting. I would be too. But your happiness is coming, I assure you. That void inside will be filled. And if you could only see what I see, you'd be dancing in the rain. Stay positive. Stay strong. Stay steadfast in your pursuit of happiness. It's just around the corner, Wanderer. I can promise you that. Heed these words, Wanderer. They will help you on your journey forward, if you let them. Once again, I want to give you a parting gift before I take my leave. A simple gesture, if you will. One singular word. And that gifted word, Wanderer, is strength. And we'll write that down. Remember this word moving forward, for it will help you in ways that you couldn't possibly fathom. Trust me on that. And with that, I take my leave. Until next time, Wanderer. Damn, Oh? Ah, mirror, mirror on the wall. Show me truth. Tell me all. Oh! Reflection of Fate. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it's basically like the Janus door. Ah, to what do I owe this pleasure, Watcher? Oh, just admiring my masterpiece. You are too kind, Watcher. Though we both know that while you may have put me back together, my existence surpasses even your own. I am not your masterpiece. You can't go anywhere unless I say you can, Mirror. Whether you like it or not. You belong to me. Now, tell me, who is the Fate Weaver visiting next? What use is this information to you, Watcher? That is none of your business. Now answer my question. I may not be able to traverse other side freely as I once could, but I do not take orders from you, Watcher. Besides, not even I am privy to the actions of the Fate Weaver before they're made. Ask me after the Weaver has made their visit, and perhaps my answer could be different. It would be too late to be of any use to me by then. I must know before that beast makes their visit. Well then, I'd say you're out of luck, Watcher. Is there anything else I can help you with? Blasted mirror! Why did I bother rebuilding you? I should have minded my own business after the shattering and left you in pieces, scattered across the other side where you belong. Wonderful. My feelings for you are mutual, Watcher. I'm glad we had this conversation. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to do absolutely nothing and pretend that you no longer exist. Good day, Watcher. I will remember this, Mirror. You can't keep the Fate Weaver from me forever. I believe I said, good day, Watcher. Yes. Good day, Mirror. Ooh. Okay, so what I'm hearing is I need to play the Fate Weaver series next. From what I've seen, there's only 2 of them. Thank you for playing the Test Secrets of the Soul 2. If you enjoyed this experience, please feel free to check out the Test Trilogy, which I've played, the Fate Weaver series, which I'm going to do next, The Advisor, and many of our other titles for a similar nature. You were just shown a snippet scene regarding the Fate Weaver series, which you can now find on Steam. Every episode of the Fate Weaver will have a main character named after a player selected from the comments. Cool! If you wish to be chosen as a character in the Fate Weaver, that option is available to you. Please take the gifted word that was assigned to you at the end of your session and leave it in a comment for us. We will be selecting some of you to be included in future projects that we're currently working on. One of these projects includes a title called Chasing Demons, which you can now add to your wishlist on Steam for future updates and to see if you've been chosen to be in the game itself. And Chasing Demons has been in my wishlist since... let's take a look here. Chasing Demons. Let's see. Chasing Demons has been on my wish list since March 31st of 2022. So it's been over 2 years that I've been waiting for this game. The fact that it's taken so long, I'm really happy because it means there's going to be a lot of stuff in there. There's going to be a lot of detail. I am very excited for the outcome. And like I said last week, Random Studios replied to one of my comments on one of their games and asked me to name a character for one of their they just said upcoming projects, so it could be any of them. So I'm very excited for when it comes out and to see where my character's name is going to fall into their game. That's if it is Chasing Demons. Who knows what else they have in the works. Either way, random studio game comes out, you best be sure that I'm going to play it and do the same thing I do here. I'm really excited for it. So anyway, let's continue. If you do not wish to have your name in the credits or to be selected as a character, simply leave your gifted word out of the comments and we will not select your name. We'll always read every comment we get. We promise you won't go unnoticed. Again, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, and we hope you get some form of enjoyment from our projects. I do enjoy the games, I really do, but the fact that they hit so hard close to home and just explain everything to a T is just insane. I was not expecting to put it lightly, everything I've bottled up and kind of kept hidden away. The fact they were able to call that out was pretty damn good. And they're right. I mean, everybody has gone through a lot. Everybody also heals and gets over it during their own pace, at their own time. They deal with it in different ways. And for me to open up about it and to try and get over some of those traumas, it's hard. Because when you try to talk about it with someone that you think you care and you're in the middle of a sentence and they just say, okay, you're just rambling on, can we move on? Or they just completely just give you a non-verbal indication that they don't care or they're not paying attention. Like, my biggest thing is if I'm telling you something very close to my heart and letting some of my walls down and I see you pull out your phone and start playing on it, that tells me that you don't care, that you're not interested, and that hurts more than the trauma itself. It's like I'm opening up to you and you can't even give me the decency. Like, I get some people cannot maintain eye contact, and that's okay. You know, like, even if you're just like looking at the person's feet or the top of their head or looking around, like looking around them, but still giving you their attention, that's fine. But when you pull out the phone and you show that you're disinterested, that makes others feel that what they're saying, what they're letting their walls down, means nothing to you. And so, like, if someone talks to me, I'll be like, hey, let me finish this up real quick if I'm in the middle of a conversation with somebody. Or I put my phone down, and if my phone does go off and it's something that I'm looking for, I'll look at my phone, see if it's important. If not, I put it back screen down. Because sometimes that bottle, we all have bottles. And sometimes those bottles feel like they're about to break. And we find that one person that we're comfortable, like, slowly easing the cork off of. And because when that bottle breaks, it doesn't just, crack and slowly leak out. No, it explodes. And when the bottle explodes, that's when shit goes down. That's when that's when, with those with depression, that's when it kicks in. And at least for me, but like, when something inside you breaks, that's when everything emotionally goes to shit. And it's like, yeah, you have, we all have those friends like, oh, you can talk to me about anything. It's like, well, I've tried and you've shown no interest. So why should I even bother? It's, and the thing is the game is also right. I put in 150% in everybody I care about. But it just seems that I would say maximum 10 people, which is a lot, but they do care about me back and they do support me. But I'd say even 5 of those, I'd say about 5 people also give in 150% back towards me. And it is, and, but there's still that underlying sense of self-preservation where you don't want people to know that you don't want people to know your pain or to help carry it. Like, we are not alone in this world. We do have friends, we do have our loved ones. But there, for me, it still feels alone because we alone have experienced our own traumas. And it's hard to relate because each scenario is different. So, and it's a negative way of thinking. In the end, we are truly alone with that. But we aren't alone in trying to heal and trying to get over those. And like the Watcher said, in time, we'll find our true happiness. In time, we'll be able to overcome it. Some people will take longer, some people will take shorter. And it's just hard sometimes to open up. Because there's some traumas that are just really, really hard to talk about. And each of us as individuals have to find that right person to open up to. Because that way we aren't alone. And in the end, we have shared our trauma with that other person. So by the end of the day, we won't be alone in that trauma anymore. We'll have someone else to hold us by our hand and walk beside us. And if we stumble and fall down, they'll be there to help pick us up to continue moving forward. So that way we aren't alone in that anymore. So I'm really interested to see what the second playthrough is. So I will see you there shortly. And we're back at the end. I have swapped all of my answers and already spot on. That soul has really been twisted and contorted with the traumas of time now, haven't they, Wanderer? So lost, you must have felt for so long. It's hard to see tomorrow when you feel like you might die today, Wanderer. Beaten, broken, and held together with duct tape and safety pins inside, I see. You've had to put yourself back together when no one else would. And despite every attempt to help others pick up the broken pieces of themselves, where were they when you needed help picking up the broken pieces of you, Wanderer? Victims, aren't we all? And despite this, you fight the urge to let the world change your smile. You fight the urge to grow cold and bitter, as difficult as it is. I wouldn't blame you for being bitter, Wanderer. I would have certainly grown cold by now. Callous and desensitized. But you're different. There's still a light burning deep inside of you. Deep inside of your tortured soul. There's still a flame burning bright and hot through a shroud of darkness. I'm sorry that you aren't where you want to be in life. And even if you're content, we both know that contentment is not the same as happiness, Wanderer. I know you long for more. Deep down, you know you deserve more, even if that's sometimes difficult to admit. There's still hope for you yet, though. You see, life has a funny way of beating us down, just to rebuild us stronger than we ever thought we could be. Life has a funny way of dragging us through the rain and mud, forcing us through sweat and blood, invoking tears to start the flood, and raising us atop the mountain where we belong, Mount Wanderer. That's where you're headed. To the top, my dear friend. You just can't see the future the way I can. So allow me to be your guide. Do not grow cold and bitter, as easy as that may be. Do not let the cynicism take over that soul of yours, for you're destined for far, far better. And better you shall receive, Wanderer. You're closer than you realize. I can promise you that. Heed these words, Wanderer. They will help you on your journey forward if you let them. Once again, I want to give you a parting gift before I take my leave. A simple gesture, if you will. One singular word. And that gifted word, Wanderer, is deserving. Ooh. Remember this word moving forward, for it will help you in ways that you couldn't possibly fathom. Trust me on that. And with that, I take my leave. Until next time, Wanderer. So, yeah, that one was right as well. I'm gonna skip through this while I talk. They're right. I would basically, give all of myself for others and help them out, even if it meant hurting myself. And when I asked for their help in return, I mean, I didn't even ask. I would just seek comfort, and no one could be bothered. After my life changes from my break from recording, I've got myself with better people. I made a big life choice. And it hurt in the beginning, but now that the dust has settled, I've made the right choice. I am a lot happier now. I feel better, not
just physically, but on the inside as well. And I am genuinely much, much happier. And I feel like I'm able to open up more and that I can actually rely on them to be there emotionally for me. And when I start to fumble, to just hold my hand and be patient while I pick myself up and allow me to talk. Allow me to get what I need to off my chest. And I don't have to worry about them judging me. I don't have to worry that they're going to stop caring about me. And that is a really, really good feeling. And self-doubt does get in the way of things. And being supported and reassured that things are going to be okay, things are going to work out, it means a lot. And being able to just come home and take off the mask and just be myself, even when I'm at work, just be myself, it's very reassuring. And it's a wonderful feeling. Like I said before, don't forget, we aren't alone. We have each other. We have our loved ones. And all we have to do, and I know it's a lot easier said than done, trust me, but keep our heads up. Keep our backs tall, one foot in front of the other, one day at a time. And if you feel like one day is too much, then 1 hour at a time, one shift at a time. We got this. We can do this. We're strong. We can get the things we want in life. It'll just take time. If you enjoyed my words of wisdom and getting to know a little bit more about your keeper, let me know by dropping a thumbs down, and let's start some discussions down in the comments below. Anything you want to talk about, really. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be game related. You can tell me how you're doing. I'd like to get to know you guys a little bit more, rather than just my subscribers and viewers. You all know what to do with the subscribe button. You all know what to do with the bell. I hope you all are having a good one. Stay safe, stay happy, stay strong. We got this. And I'll see you in the next one.